Hello there, and welcome back to Gaulia. So for today, I think we need to start working on this village. It's something I've been putting off for a little bit, but as you can see, we have a lot of villagers that wander around aimlessly and get lost and do all types of villager things. So I want to build them a village, and I want to keep this somewhat with minimal terraforming. So, we'll add like rocks and slabs and things like that, but you know, one of the things that I tend to do is flatten everything just to make builds, and I want some interesting terrain for this village, but essentially the plan is to use Light Matica. I have a town hall kind of structure planned for right here, and then just kind of build out the rest of it freehand and keep it to kind of just slightly larger than the normal villager building scale, and a similar like villager layout. Like I kind of want it to be like a village plus and not a actual like I wanted to have a vanilla feel. So I think the first thing we got to do is get rid of the stuff up here. We'll probably do these buildings first and then come down here, work on some of these, and then push out that way and probably make some farms and farm related buildings back there, and maybe do a little bit of farm area on some of the hills, because I think that would be kind of cool. So, I will do a time lapse at some point of the central build here, of the town hall, if you will. But the rest of it will probably just go through a little bit, maybe some time lapsing, maybe some talking through the build kind of thing. So let's get started tearing this down. So I'm going to get rid of the beds and replace them down below in profession stations just so they have them. I don't want to mess up my ability to trade with these guys. Oh. A lot of hidden fish in there, apparently. Yeah, so essentially, this is kind of what we have planned. You can ignore the scaffolding. I don't have a good way of... Well, actually, I know how to now, but for a while I didn't know how to make Lightmatica select a whole building without doing this, but I later learned. So yeah, this is kind of my little town hall structure. It's kind of a 90-degree corner shaped building, and I think it'll go real good right here. So I have most of the materials probably. It's a very basic structure. It's just woods and stones and things and copper. So yeah, we're gonna get working on building that. Alright, so here it is, our little town hall. It's going to be the centerpiece of our village here. I think when these copper trapdoors ages, it'll probably look a little bit better. But this was almost like a 90-degree corner shaped build. So if you see it, kind of has that 90-degree angle there. I wanted to do something that had a diagonal front, if you will, and then the tower is on the kind of the diagonal as well. So something a little bit different from what you would normally do with buildings like these that end up just being very straight. So moving inside, you have a librarian villager. This guy's our looting. And then up here we have another one. This is our unbreaking. So we have an unbreaking, a looting, and a mending over in the church. But a little loft area, there's some storage. And then down here, like I'd imagine this is the town hall, so this could maybe be like the mayor's desk or something like that. A little storage, bookshelves, some doodads, and his little desk here. I don't know, brewing stand. And then, this guy could be like the clerk. He's got his books back here, and you can come up and do official business with him and such. So I think the plan for the rest of the village is I'm going to do some more, generic kind of just villager homes and maybe a couple of profession-based buildings, if you will, as we move on. But for now, I just want to get some generic villager homes up in here, and then maybe we'll put some of the profession-based ones down in here as time goes on. But I need to replace these generic, boring kind of vanilla generation homes with something, nothing crazy, but something a little bit more than, your basic Minecraft generation. I'm going to try to get all my little residential homes up here, and then some of the individual builds will build out down here as time moves on in the series. So let's tear down some of these homes here. I think to get started, we'll just build a, nice little building right here, overlooking the water. A little view, except for the power plant, but can't pick and choose everything. I like building my buildings in odd numbers as far as the width is concerned a lot of times, so it can have a pointed roof that comes to a single block, but not always. Sometimes you'll see me do doubles, especially like things like that where I want to have the wider door. But for a lot of these structures, I think we're going to go with the single door instead of the double door, so it has that nice pointed roof. So I'm just going to frame this out, I'm going 4 high walls. Well, really 3 high walls, I guess, but I think maybe we'll do a little fireplace right here. So I think what we'll do is a stair roof here and a slab roof there to give them a little bit of variation in height. But we'll use similar or the same color palette. So buff and spruce, I think, is what I'm going to use. So we'll do a puff lining. And then a spruce roof. And then for here, we'll do like a slab roof. Just have a little height variation, make it a little more interesting. This is like a generic start, right? And then we'll just add details, do like houses like this, change the shape up a little bit, sprinkle these throughout here, and I don't like going too crazy on all the little generic houses, so we can really make the focal point some of the more intricate builds or more unique builds, and then have, if you ever play like City Skylines or SimCity, you have a whole bunch of your residential zoning stuff and then your unique buildings that you drop. This would be your just zoned residential here, right? So I'm going to decorate this up, get a couple more of these in, and join you back on the other side of that. Okay, so I've been working on this village a little bit. Been doing some terraforming, It's a building, and basically just wanted to get a lot of the residential stuff done. Yeah, I do think at some point soon I'm going to need to build some more custom houses for some of the saddle. Okay. I'm going to build some more custom kind of houses rather than these kind of generic ones that I've been working on. But I'll show you what I've got because we're going to need some profession-based stuff soon, like a blacksmith or, things like that. But in the meantime, I've just been kind of going around making it look pretty. So basically, this will be our market area down here, our commercial district, if you will. But you're going to come up here. You're going to have your town hall. And I have a couple more of our librarian villagers in here, And then over here, this has kind of a bold roof line. I don't know. It might be a little much, but it's the one building over here, although it's built in this generic style, that is going to have a profession station in it, and it's going to be our cartographer. And I want to put like a map on the wall of the village in here. So I gave it something to make it stand out a little bit. Just a little white trim, And then just a couple of generic, this is kind of just generic residential. And put a little farm out here. Almost like if you played Manor Lords, in their burgage plots, they have the little farms you can have out back. So, little potato farm out here. This is actually a profession-based one as well. It's a fisherman. I was just fishing because I want to put some, little fish up here as decorations. And I haven't seen our fisherman, so I don't know if he drowned or something, but little dock out here. And then coming up here, our final house, which is a little bit bigger. This one has these kind of like dormer style windows, and inside, I put our fletching table in there, but just for decorative purposes, really. Inside it has a little bit more. Nothing really up here. I didn't decorate this too much, but a couple of beds for villagers. And in doing that, you'd think, did we get rid of all the beds? No. I still have 3 more over here, and in addition to those, a bunch up here. So we still got plenty of work to do, but it's coming along, right? We have a nice little start to the village here. And I've been doing a whole lot of terraforming to make it look more interesting. Rocks and bushes and things like that. Kind of put like a couple of chairs outside here overlooking the village from the town hall. And then this is what I've been working on right now. I'm going to get rid of this layer of sand here. It's a big gaping pit here. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Maybe push it back a little bit. But, yeah. So it's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to have this come around down here. I was just working on turning this into a river. It's a nice little, pace change from doing some of these large structures. I have my render distance on like 24. Because I'm looking over here and I'm like, why can I see all this? I forgot I turned it up for one of the cinematics, but the game seems to be running fine with it. 60 FPS. So yeah, because I play a lot without shaders when I'm not recording. So render distance, so you could jack it up way further. But even with the shaders, the seems to be working fine. So it does seem a little bit odd seeing the power plant and then having this little village here. But I almost think of it as like, these villagers are the remnants of a civilization that collapsed, and they can still look over there and see like Almost like what it must have been in medieval times to walk past like Roman aqueducts and have no idea, who made those or how they were made. I'm sure they knew who made them, but they couldn't replicate it. All right, so choosing a spot for our blacksmith is going to be next, and I think I'm going to put it right here. Pretty centrally located. I have a bunch of different professions blocks that I'm going to put in there, so it's probably going to be a place that I come to frequently because it's where I can trade the iron. So I want to have something that's centrally located and rather large, probably taking up this full parcel right here that's almost kind of neatly carved out. So I'm going to tear down these two and start working on it. I'm going to do kind of a freehand build. So, you know, instead of always coming up with stuff in creative worlds and making a schematic, sometimes doing freehand is a nice way to build as well. Obviously, it's the traditional way of building that I think all of us start out doing. Let's tear down some houses. Sorry, buddy. We're gonna move that. Man, I have a ton of beds I gotta deal with. I forget how many stone cutters I have too. Definitely gonna have to make like a stone cutter area. I think I need an area for my potion brewers, my stone cutters, or my masons, if you will, and my smithing related people. Those will probably be like the 3 profession-based builds we'll do. So I think what I'm going to do here is go for a dark stone look for our blacksmith. Almost like I haven't been doing, deep slate or blackstone or anything in the village because I was trying to stick with like overworldy village templates, if you will. And for the blacksmith, I want to go with a darker color palette. I think it will kind of pop it out a little bit. But it also will give it like a sooty kind of dirty look, where you would imagine that tools were being forged and work was happening, if you will. So I'm just kind of taking a look of where I think I want things to go. It's going to be my main entrance. It's going to be a side entrance, fire code and all. You can have 2 entrances. Nighttime. And I think in this space over here is going to be like an outdoor forge area or whatever you want to call it. Get rid of some of this grass so we can see. I think right here we'll leave space for kind of, it'll probably push out back here, but some kind of like large furnace? Forge? I don't know the term. But it's going to be some lava, something, a big smokestack. Something to make this place look like it's really churning. Oh, forgot a spot. So I'm basically just trying to make sure now I have room for stairs, because I do want a second floor. Before I commit to this design. So if I make stairs here, plenty of room. We'll push the second floor out like 1 block. This is a little technique that I like. I see some people using. Usually you do it with like a wooden stair kind of, or not stair, a wooden log kind of thing to give it some overhang. I think this will work. Those guys are walking through there giving me the stink eye. I didn't like that. So this should give us like a nice basis for an upstairs area where we'll put a bunch of like bunks for our smiths. Ooh, maybe they're apprentices, the ones probably have a master smith that is his own house, but maybe some apprentices that don't. So I'm trying to figure out something. I want like lava in there. just because I want lava in there. I mean, probably not like realistic or anything, but I think it'll look cool. I feel like I have lava somewhere too. Just don't remember where. We can work on that in a little bit. So, for our roof, what I want to do is have this like, oh, of course it starts raining. I swear, when I started recording this session today, it was raining. So I stopped, waited for it to end. Now it's going to rain again. Anyway, for a roof, I want to do this overgrown kind of mossy look. So we're going to use mossy stone bricks for the outline, and then a combination of like mossy cobble and actual moss for the roof. So we won't have a stair roof. But I've used this roof before, and I think it looks pretty cool. And it contrasts with the dark colors pretty well. I really like it. So I do know that I'm looking at this building, though. It's really going to stick out, but hey, you know what? It's Minecraft. It's going to be okay. I swear I always underestimate the amount of stairs I need just to do this outline. Alright, so from there on in, it's basically just going to look kind of like this, right? Like moss. I might even throw like a little stair in there just to break it up a little bit. And then for the final touch, we can throw some overgrowth on here. I think it gives it a cool kind of like overgrown roof look. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Porch is up for now before it becomes a mob farm, right? This thing's gonna house a lot of these beds too, which will be nice. Straight up villager bunkhouse. Yeah, so this is a good start, but obviously we need some detailing and some things to make this actually feel like, you know, a good build. It's a little plain on the front right now. Break up the texturing a little bit maybe. But we're off to a good start, I think. A little darker than I probably should have made it. Probably should have used more deep slate than blackstone. If I really hate it, I can always work on changing it. So yeah, I'm going to work on detailing this bad boy up. I think I have a little bit of a plan for the front. I can find my campfires. Oh, hello. Yeah, I think that it's not terrible. It doesn't suck. I don't really like this. We're gonna have to figure something else out for that, maybe. Or just throw a bunch of overgrowth on this, and it's a big fix-all. Just throw overgrowth on everything. I'm gonna go try to find some green terracotta. See how our iron farm is doing, actually. I gotta add, like, better storage. Because if I don't pay attention, I get overfill. Yeah, see that? That means a whole bunch of iron that got wasted. No, I have it. Regular green. Maybe a couple of these might be good. You know, it's starting to look okay. I still don't have any idea what I'm doing here, in case you were wondering. Definitely going to be a dead villager or two because of that. Let's fix that up there. What in the heck? You guys are really taking your lives in your own hands there. Yeah, I did it. I made chimney. I think it has a nice look. The kind of look I'm looking for in here too. And then what we can do is mulligan here. Move those beds. And have a fireplace too. Everybody likes a good fireplace. Right? Yep. We're really coming along. Still a work in progress. Alright, so in addition to that forge there, I want to have like a blast furnace area out here as well. I think that's going to be pretty simple. I'm just going to go and make a very basic area for it. Well, I know I have blast furnaces somewhere. Do I have any in this place? Oh, there's one. Alright, another nice little furnace area, right? You can have like 2 of these over here. It's unfortunate they're always the same orientation. It's kind of a workbench area. I like that. And then I think I'm going to make another overhang for this here. What are you doing up there? I don't know why I'm so insistent on free-range villagers. So, I think of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we like that? Little overhang? I kind of like it. You guys don't belong up here. Bye. I said good day, sir. Oh, I don't have any vines. At least I don't think so. Maybe at the lighthouse. So as you'll have probably seen in my time lapse, if it worked, I'm shooting this before I edit it, so hopefully it worked. I made this little alchemist station or house or something or another. But it's going to be where all my cleric guys are and my brewing stands, so I figured it also would be not a bad place to start putting some materials for potion brewing, as I haven't done a lot of that yet. So basically, I'm just going to kind of throw, a bunch of stuff around that maybe relates to potions and just see how it works out. These guys love standing on stuff. I'm trying to think of what else I can put in here, I mean, I can get all my blaze rods and potion materials, but I don't think there's anything else I can really grow. Alright, villagers can get annoying. Very, very loud. Oh god, that's a little better. No, I didn't do that before. So, basically I'm just setting up all these little things, you know, so at some point I can just start making some potions. I'm not really an expert potion maker. I rarely make potions in these games. The only one I really typically seem to ever want to use is the underwater breathing. I think I gotta make it an awkward potion first or whatever. Right, add nether wart. But I think maybe I'll get some night vision, underwater breathing, fire resistance, and maybe a splash potion of weakness. Just kind of like have all the materials ready to go. Yes, I think that's what I needed for breathing, right? But if I have all the materials all ready to go, then that way I can just kind of come in here and activate it when I need it. Or, start it when I need it. Yeah, potion of water breathing, and then what makes them long? I think gunpowder makes it a splash potion, so maybe redstone? Again, it's been a while since I've done potions. Let's see if this works. I think this is it. Yeah, perfect. Oh, I love this for me. I don't know why the brewing stands make clerics who don't sell you potions. That'd be probably way too convenient, I guess. Stop these guys from coming in the window. They know better. Use the door, please. Oh, is it golden carrots is night vision, I think, right? You get out of my way. There. I think these are the 3 most useful potions. If I'm forgetting anything, let me know. But, especially when we go to do an ancient city, night vision's going to be nice. For fire resistance for the nether, and, water breathing for the underground or underwater temple thing, whatever that's called. Yeah. This is probably the only building in the village that functions for me, I believe. Obviously, the villagers have reasons to be in a lot of these buildings, but this one is more for me. So this is kind of what we're at right now. Obviously, we still have a few more village houses that are going to have to come down, some more space to fill out. We need more room for beds, but the village is really coming along. And yeah, I think it's looking good. I'll add a mason in this area, like we said, and a farm over here. I don't know that I'm going to do buildings for any of the other villagers. I'll probably put a shepherd or something in the farm and have the sheep pen over there. Maybe have a couple farm-related buildings over here. But, yeah. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. It's been hectic in life lately, and I'm a little burnt out in doing this game, but I do enjoy doing it still. I'm slowing the pace down, trying to make it back to being just a fun hobby rather than trying to go for releases every week and things like that. I think I was, creating this into, or turning this into work essentially. So I'm going to take it easy a little bit, but I'll still be making videos. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.